Okay, you see, I just have to talk about this because it's driving me absolutely insane. This is just going to be me ranting about this. I'm not going to make much sense. I'm just going to be bitching because other people are bitching and it pisses me off. Okay, as I'm sure most of you know who watch me, I'm sure you guys watch E3. At the last E3, they announced quite unexpectedly Left 4 Dead 2. And everybody just kind of went, Valve? Is this Valve? Because Valve is notorious for taking forever to make games. But that's actually a good thing because they take a long time on the games, but when the games finally do come out, they're great. I'm trying to think of a shitty game that Valve has made, and none come to mind. And the point is, they announced Left 4 Dead 2, even though Left 4 Dead 1 only came out a year ago. And it was a big surprise, and I was freaking happy. I was like, hell yeah. Well, one of the main reasons that I was so happy was that I bought Left 4 Dead 1 for $60. The coloring looks bad because of shitty lighting in my room. But I bought Left 4 Dead 1 for $60, and I am not joking, a month later, the bitch cracked. The disc cracked on me. That is gay. And I thought, well, now I don't have to rebuy Left 4 Dead 1. I can just wait for Left 4 Dead 2. Which, that's what I'm going to do. Might as well just throw that away. But yeah, all I got to do is get Left 4 Dead 2 now. Awesome. But there's a lot of people that want to boycott Left 4 Dead 2. This is retarded. Retarded. This is the dumbest thing I've heard in a long time. First of all, why are you so mad? You would rather have a bunch of shitty patches for Left 4 Dead 1 than have a brand new game with new characters, all new campaigns, the AI Director 2.0, I think it's called, improvements to the AI Director, improvements to the graphics, all that, plus other shit. They haven't even announced everything for Left 4 Dead 2. There's 5 new campaigns that look awesome. All we've really seen is the New Orleans campaign so far. But the new campaigns look awesome. From what I know right now, there's a New Orleans campaign, there's a Swamp campaign, and that's all I know. And there's 3 others, I think. But, you know, there's new special infected, like the Charger, which looks pretty cool. And I think that's all they've announced yet also, but there's a couple new infected. I think one of them is going to be the Screamer. If any of y'all played Left 4 Dead 1 and you listen to the commentary, you'll know that the Screamer is a special infected that they were making, but they decided not to put in the game. I have a feeling that's going to be in there. But, you know, there's new characters. At first I was like, why don't they just have Bill and Zoe and all them back? But now that I've thought about it, yeah, it's kind of stupid just to have the same characters. You know, it's ridiculous. Just, I like the new characters. I do. I think they look cool. And now they kind of sort of have a story also. From what I've heard, every campaign has a cutscene at the beginning explaining how the survivors got there and what are they doing and all that. And it actually has a narrative and a story leading up to the New Orleans campaign, which is the final campaign. That's really good because that's one of the things I really liked about the first Left 4 Dead was that opening cutscene thing. It was awesome. And now we're going to get 5 of them. You'd think everybody would be happy, but they're not. You know, they're just getting all this new shit, and they're acting like Left 4 Dead 2 is just some rushed piece of shit that's just going to have a couple new weapons and a couple new shit, but it'll be the same game. Just because it didn't take long to make it doesn't mean that it's rushed, okay? Valve, the reason they take so long on their, sorry about that noise. That was me flipping the flip on my flip. The freaking reason it takes so long for Valve to make those other games like Half-Life 2 and all that is because they're much bigger and every single part in the game has to be handmade. But with the nature of the gameplay, the randomness of the nature of the campaign I don't know, I don't know what's wrong with me today. The nature of the game, half of it's already made for you. Plus, they're not having to start from scratch because of Left 4 Dead 1. That's partly why why it didn't take so long this time. And plus, Valve doesn't have a history of screwing people over. I mean, if they thought the game was being rushed, and if they thought the game was not up to par, then they would delay the fuck out of it until it was, which I'm getting afraid they might do. But Valve almost never, Valve isn't a bunch of greedy fuckers. They know what they're doing, and they're really good. People are acting like they don't give a shit about the fucking people who play their games. They're one of the only companies that do give a shit about the people that play their games. Alright? No, now, let me just say this. Left 4 Dead 1, to be perfectly honest, it was not worth $60. It really wasn't. It might have been worth maybe $40. I think it was way overpriced. Left 4 Dead 2 looks well worth $60 if you ask me. There's like 20 new weapons, one extra campaign, but that's not much, but still, the new campaigns, new Special Infected, plus the old Special Infected, and plus it's different. They didn't just throw this together. There's new gameplay things like melee weapons, which looks awesome. You can play in the daytime, which I've heard a lot of people say, it's going to make the game not scary. The game wasn't scary to begin with. It really wasn't. It's not a survival horror game. It's an action game. Get that to your head, okay? Daytime, it'll just mix it up a little. Plus, sometimes it'll be raining. Sometimes there'll be like a snow... No, it wasn't a snowstorm. I think it said a sandstorm or something like that. Which makes me think maybe there's a campaign set in the desert or something. I have no idea. But basically, the AI director can change the weather and shit, which is awesome. So it's not a totally different game, but it's pretty different, and it looks like there's much more content. And plus, there's a new multiplayer mode that hasn't been announced yet. I'm really wondering what that is. I've heard some people call versus mode infected mode. Is it called versus or infected? I'm not sure. But anyway, don't boycott Left 4 Dead 2, okay? Just stop your bitching, buy the game, you'll love it, you know you will. Just quit. Is Left 4 Dead 1 so fucking good that you can't possibly buy the sequel? Does anybody use their head anymore? This is ridiculous. Just buy the game. They're acting like there's no new content for Left 4 Dead 1. This is the new content for Left 4 Dead 1, and you're rejecting it. It's just because it didn't come in the form that you wanted it to. You just wanted a shitty patch. Instead, they gave you a whole new game with a bunch of new shit, and you all just spit all over them. If I was Valve, I would say, well, fuck you. We're not going to release the game, and we're not going to release any new games. You can go fuck yourself because you're a bunch of whiny assholes. You fuckers. Don't boycott Left 4 Dead 2. Buy the game. Stop bitching. That's all I have to say. You're being unreasonable. Just buy the game. It's gonna rock. Have you looked at the fucking gameplay footage? It looks great. The graphics are better. The game just looks better. Buy it. Bunch of retards.